It's King George time at Kempton, the 3:15, and there are 18 fences for these horses to jump. There's just 5 of them. What a race we've got in store here. Thistlecrack is favourite. He's 11-10 ahead of Q Cardi 11-8, 8-1 Justice Hill, Saviniaco Conti 20s, 25-1 T for 2. Thistlecrack, the clear favourite. Here's Dave.
Yeah, it's all about Thistlecrack. I thought Q Card should be favourite, but it's definitely not going to be. Thistlecrack has touched odds on, went 10-11 on a couple of boards. He's going to be returned 11-10 by the look of it. Q Card just now attracting support into 11-8, having been as big as 13-8, and unsurprisingly being price-wise, Justice Hill is being well backed. It can't be on the back of a good day for Henderson, because that's been terrible, but Thistlecrack, to me, slightly surprising, holding his place as very, very strong favourite.
Well, what a race this promises to be. Thistlecrack the novice taking on the old-timer, the defending champion Q Card. Thistlecrack the market leader, and there has been late support for him. I know that the Q Card is 11-8 now, having touched 6-4, but just a most mouth-watering matchup to savour here.
It'd be absolutely fascinating. I mean, it's extraordinary. He's 11% favourite in many ways, but it's a sign of how, you know, the regard people have for him, because the form on his chases so far does not entitle him to be 11% favourite. People are obviously of the opinion that he'll reproduce his hurdle form. If he does, then we're in for a cracking race.
Who do you think wins, Steve?
I'd favour Q Card. I think he's done it over fences. I think he sets a really high standard. I'd love to be proved wrong, because he's a really exciting horse, but yeah, I would favour Q Card.
Saviniaco Conti also in the lineup, a dual King George winner. Justice Hill, impressive last time out, and T for 2, who won a grade 1 on this card 12 months ago, completing the 5.
And the likelihood of a really decent pace. Justice Hill's a front runner. Silviniano Conti's best form has been making a run. Even Thistlecrack is often ridden properly. So although there's only 5 runners, we should get a decent, a real decent pace.
And fair play to Colin Tizard for running his 2 stars against each other.
Yeah, he's already had a good day, hasn't he? He's already won 1 grade 1, and I'll be surprised many people if he doesn't have 2, whichever one it is.
Not many novices running the King George, but Thistlecrack is doing that, and he's taking on Q Card, Justice Hill, Saviniaco Conti, and T for 2 in an enthralling renewal of the King George. The 2016 King George will be called home here on Racing UK by Mark Johnson.
So the runners are being asked to move forward with 3 miles and 18 fences ahead of them, and they're off. For the 32 red, King George VI chase, grade 1, T for 2, just jinked as he let them go, and trails the field by 3 or 4 lengths on the run to the first of the 18 fences, and Thistlecrack is the one who will come and claim the early lead in the hands of Tom Scudamore. Thistlecrack taken on by Saviniaco Conti on the inside, Justice Hill a little awkward in 3rd, Q Card in 4th, and now the first of the open ditches. Saviniaco Conti was the leader. Thistlecrack stood outside the wings in 2nd, but he clears it fine, and now with head bowed, he's just a length and a half off the leader, who is the 2 times winner of the King George, Saviniaco Conti, and Noel Feely, who leads them into the back straight and on towards that line of 4 fences awaiting them in the back. Saviniaco Conti leads the way to Thistlecrack, racing in 2nd. 2 lengths away on the inside, Justice Hill. Q Card towards the outside, last year's winner, and T for 2 is the back marker as they prepare to rise at fence number 3. Saviniaco Conti the leader. He was quicker in the air than Thistlecrack, just had to put himself right in 2nd. He was very clever, and the other 3 now lining up as T for 2 makes a move on the outside of Q Card and Justice Hill. Over another plain one this time, Thistlecrack was the most fluent of the leading duo, and Saviniaco Conti came back now to only a length and a half lead. On now towards the open ditch they go. Fence number 5. Saviniaco Conti was the leader once again. Thistlecrack stood a long way off that in 2nd, exuberant, jumping that open ditch. Q Card then between horses as they rise over fence number 6, and they were all safe. Q Card just landed a little flat-footed. He was out-jumped by Justice Hill, who moved upon his inside, and T for 2 is charting a wide course, defending his perfect 3 out of 3 record here at Kempton. So 1/3 distance in the 66th running of the King George, and Saviniaco Conti, bidding to give Paul Nicholls a record 10th win in the race, has the lead now by a length and a half. To the novice, Thistlecrack racing in 2nd, Justice Hill to the inside rail, Q Card in the centre, T for 2 coming down the outside as they crossed over fence number 7. all safe, and on now towards the 8th they go. And Noel Feely and Silviniaco Conti on the 2013 and 2014 winner comes towards the next, put himself right, led by a length over Thistlecrack in second, his stablemate Q Card just third. T for 2 on his outside, and Justice Hill as they shuffle the pack is the back marker, and Thistlecrack now goes on attacking fence number 9, the last in a circuit's time, and Thistlecrack now has bounded into the lead. But now he's just dabbing on the brake pedal as the others now beginning to close up once again with a circuit to go in the 32 red King George. Thistlecrack leads. Silviniaco Conti, Q Card on his outside. Then T for 2, and still just the back marker, Justice Hill, as T for 2 just swings out a little bit wide around that turn by the stables. Through their starting point, at halfway in the King George. And fence number 10 now is in their sights, and Thistlecrack and Tom Scudamore leads Paddy Brennan and Q Card back in third, Silviniaco Conti and Noel Feely as they rise now over fence number 10. Thistlecrack was the leader by just over a length. Q Card was a little low. Now another open ditch for Thistlecrack. He stood a mile off this on the first circuit. Comes to it now. And again he stands almost outside the wings. And he clears it still with a lead of 2 lengths over T for 2, who has now come through to take second. So now they begin to make the turn into the back straight. 7 more fences to take in the King George. Thistlecrack, the novice, on only his 4th chasing start. Within second, T for 2. Around the outside, the reigning champion, that is Q Card. Towards the inside, Silviniaco Conti, and Justice Hill is held up at the back of the field by Darryl Jacob. Now they set their sights on fence number 12. And Thistlecrack towards the inside attacks that fence, reaches for it. Q Card now angles in to try and join him in a Colin Tizard 1-2. On now towards fence number 13. Thistlecrack on the inside, led there by a length, the almost half length, Q Card in second. T for 2, and now the final open ditch for Thistlecrack. He's taken 3 ditches, all of them is attacked from outside the wings. He comes out towards this ditch. Thistlecrack jumps it, pinpoint accurate to the outside. Q Card now has got right to his throat latch. Back in third is T for 2, and they're getting away from Justice Hill and Silviniaco Conti. It was Thistlecrack again, a mighty leap on the inside by half a length. Q Card picked up with him, and now they're pressing on as they make the turn out of the back straight, and they have now 3 more fences to take in the 2016 running of the King George, and it is the novice Thistlecrack who's cleared away by 5. Q Card, his stablemate, is in second. T for 2 is in third. Justice Hill is in fourth, and then Silviniaco Conti. So 3 more fences to take for Tom Scudamore and Thistlecrack. Here is the third from home, and again he jumps it bold and big, and he's clear by 5. Q Card is giving game and gallant chase in second, followed by T for 2. The second last now for Thistlecrack. He comes to it in splendid isolation, and he's over safely. Still that lead holding at 5 lengths over Q Card in second. Justice Hill rallying for third, and now the 18th and final fence for Thistlecrack as he comes, tries to measure it. He's at it now. He's over safely, and he is clear. And on only his 4th run over fences, the novice Thistlecrack is going to win the King George. Thistlecrack is the champion of Christmas. A close call for second between Q Card, T for 2, and Silviniaco Conti.
Wow. Just wow. If the hairs on the back of your neck aren't standing up after watching that, then I think you're watching the wrong sport. That was simply stunning. From the novice on only his 4th career start over fences, Thistlecrack has obliterated them in the King George, Steve.
There were some amazing sights at some of the fences there. There really were. Yeah, it was breathtaking stuff, Ollie. I mean, absolutely breathtaking stuff. He did a lot wrong in many ways. He was so exuberant, but some of his jumping was magnificent.
And a shake of the hands from Paddy Brennan towards Tom Scudamore. And the race didn't start as we anticipated. Thistlecrack and Tom Scudamore were out there early, attacking their fences.
Yeah.
I'm a novice? No, I'm not. He didn't jump like a novice today, Steve.
No, he jumped spectacularly. I mean, it's a race you're really going to give some thought to, because the other are almost in line for second, aren't they? So it's hard to think, for what it's worth, that Q Card has run to his best, because he's got second by a photo finish, hasn't he?
Is that because of what Thistlecrack's done to him here?
Absolutely. I was just going to say, you've got to give one of the reasons for that is that he tried to match strides with Thistlecrack from a long way. Obviously, that's a lot to do with it. It's a race I want to see a few times, but the sight of him taking off where he took off at some of his fences was fantastic.
And we've seen it so many times in these sort of epic duels in racing when sort of the new kid on the block, if you like, breaks the heart of the champion. Yeah. We saw it with Franklin Camford Cliffs on the level. We've seen it so many times in national hunt racing, and in many ways that's what's happened here today.
Well, yes, in the both things. He's got to say, there's an exuberance about him which is incredible, that you just don't see very often. And there wasn't a moment in the straight where you look like it recorded. I mean, it's a stunning performance.
Contextualise it?
Don't know. I mean, I really don't know, because I say, there's bits of it, you look at the others in the line, you think, well, it's hard to believe that one or two have run to anything like their best. It's contextual. I don't know. It's just something you see so rarely.
And Tom Scudamore's just got him over to pop from A to B, but there were some jumps beforehand where he stood off further than I think you'll see any horse stand off the open ditch down the back straight, for example, here at Kempton.
Absolutely. I mean, one or two of those jumped down the far side were absolutely